Hello, welcome to another episode of Delightfully Chaotic. I'm Tamara. Hi, welcome back to another episode. Apologies in advance, but my AC is still broken. So you might hear my fan in the background, hopefully not. But hey, niggas, what's up, niggas? I'm back with another episode, and they did come on Monday to fix, so they had to basically replace my AC because it's leaking. So they did come and did part of the job, but they found another issue. So they have to wait for the office to give approval to finish the rest of the job. So AKA I'm still without the AC. My bill was $58 a month last month. So my bill was $58 last month. So I mean that's the bright side of it. Save a little bit of money. I don't like sweating immediately after I take a shower. I'm trying to be graceful and just like not crash out because they are actively working on it. Now, if no one's answering the phone when I call and they're acting like funny style, then of course I would be crashing the fuck out because hello, it's June and my AC is broken. But they have been, the company, the office, they have been very responsive and in touch. So that's why I'm just pretty much just taking it to the chin and just dealing with it. I'm sitting. It's nighttime. It's what is it? Wednesday night. I'm sitting in my living room with the fan on, and then I have my window up. It feels really good. So I'm okay right now. But I still need this damn fan on. So sorry if you hear it. It rained really, really good a couple hours ago. It rained really good. I love me a good rain. I hope it rains again. Anyways, so my weekend was good. I spent time with my family. We celebrated Father's Day on that Saturday because my dad works on Sundays. He doesn't have to work. He's basically retired, but he likes to work. So we just went and took him to Red Lobster Child on Saturday. My dad loves Golden Corral. Here's the thing. He loves Golden Corral. None of us really like it, but we take him from time to time for Father's Day and things like that. Um, we really try not to because for the money, and it's getting more expensive too. Like the food is just so mid, it's ridiculous. But that's his favorite place to go. So instead of asking him if he wants to go to Golden Corral this time, my mom was like, "Let's just go to Red Lobster." So I guess he just agreed to it. He wanted shrimp, so I think that's why she was like, "Let's just go to Red Lobster." Of course, Golden Corral has shrimp, but I don't know. Maybe we'll take him to Golden Corral in August for his birthday. Either way, we went to Red Lobster um, on Saturday, and I haven't been to Red Lobster in a while. Like I'm not. Back in the day, I remember back in the day, didn't they used to actually like make the food, like to order? Like I got the shrimp kind of trio thing where you get like three different kinds of shrimp and then you can get like a side or something. So I got the shrimp linguine. I don't know why I did that. I got the regular fried shrimp, and in my mind I'm thinking it's going to be like the battered shrimp with the flour, the egg wash, fried shrimp like Stonington's or something like that has. Because I remember Red Lobster having that kind of shrimp back in the day. I could be wrong. That shit was breaded like the shrimp that you would get out of the freezer section at Walmart. And it had this chemical kind of taste. I was like, as soon as I put it in my mouth and started chewing, I was immediately just like so overwhelmingly disappointed. Um, it was just disgusting. And the shrimp linguine, literally like that, and I know a lot of y'all niggas like this Alfredo sauce, the ragu Alfredo sauce with in the white sauce with like the blue label or something. It tasted like that. It tasted like they just took some shit out of a can and poured it on top of the noodles. The shrimp looked, I was just really disappointed. The whole meal was just disgusting. The biscuits were good. They kind of tasted a little underdone. I need y'all to just go out of business. Completely go out of business or revamp the business, like actually cook your food. I remember back in the day, we knew this nigga who he drove the trucks to deliver the food to these different restaurants. KFC, Red Lobster, Olive Garden, etc., etc. And he would sell Like he would maybe stash some bags of food and he would sell them out on the side. And we bought a couple bags of food at one point. Popcorn shrimp, popcorn chicken. When KFC used to have them damn hot wings, all of that. He would just sell the bags and they're frozen. They're bags of frozen food. Fries, all of that. And these are coming from restaurants that you would think actually cook their food. They don't. I was so disappointed. My dad ate most of his food, like pretty much all of his food, but we're going to have to take his ass to Golden Corral for his birthday in August. I'm going to have to just be like, y'all going to have to just deal with it. Because I think deep down he really wanted to go to Golden Corral. Both of y'all asses need to go out of business. How about that? I was so disappointed. I really was. I mean, the taste... Maybe because I'm really trying to like transform my diet and I try not to eat. Well, for one, I have a condition where I can't even really eat packaged foods at all because of the preservatives, but I'm really trying to stay away from it. So it's been a long time since I've actually had like that type of shit, like breaded shrimp that's not freshly like floured or breaded and like actual like frozen shrimp with all the chemicals in it. Like it tasted like chemicals. And it's like y'all charging money for people to come in this establishment and eat this damn food, and y'all not even cooking the damn food, my nigga. Like you're not cooking it. You're taking it out of a bag and you're reheating it. The soup, my mom had like clam chowder, and she said it was good. You have this soup in these. I think I saw it. Was it Red Lobster? It was one of these restaurants. I saw some clip on the internet where it was Panera Bread. They had the soup. The soup comes in these huge probably BPA laced big plastic bags, and they just put the bags in like water and they boil it while it's in the bag. They don't take it out of the bag and put it in a pot and warm it up. They put it in the water and boil it while it's inside the plastic bag. This is insane to me. The company that owns Red Lobster, yeah, their restaurants are they're all kind of like, they're kind of going downhill. I know that one of the other restaurant chains, I don't know if it's still under this conglomerate, but it was Olive Garden, Red Lobster, and I think it was another restaurant, Outback or one of those. I don't know. This is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I will never go to Red Lobster again for the rest of my life. And you can quote me on that. Going back to my diet, yes, I am trying to just clean up my diet. I don't eat like horribly bad. Like I don't eat fast food very often a week, maybe once a week. I'll eat fast food mostly when I'm stressed out and I'm driving to work because I have to be in the office 3 days a week. I try to eat before I leave the house, but if I don't, I get nervous and anxious because I don't want to be going to work, and I'll get like a McDonald's or something, which I need to stop. But again, like I said, I have a medical condition where I can't really eat a lot of things. Like honestly, it's just really depressing. I'll probably do a YouTube video about it or in depth because I need somewhere to just kind of like vent my frustrations. My journal, it does the things, but I don't know if there's other people, especially other Black women who have this same condition. It's interstitial cystitis, so IC, where it's basically like a bladder infection, like a lifelong bladder infection. And certain foods that I eat and things that I drink, especially those that have high acidity, my bladder reacts and I can have pelvic pain, like cramping, or I can have like really bad urinary pain and frequency, and it's really annoying. And I was diagnosed with it maybe 2 years ago. So all that being said, I know I need to change my diet because of that, but it's also very depressing because that means that if I can't have foods that are in high acidity, I can't have anything with vinegar in it. So that means I can't have condiments, I can't have dressings, I can't have certain fruits. There's only like 4 or 5 fruits that I could have. That's blueberries, watermelon, pear, maybe. I can't have oranges or orange juice. But the thing is, what else am I going to do? I have to eat. So between dealing with this condition and trying to just be healthier overall, it's really, really consuming and just like, it's kind of depressing. I am on medication. It's like a medication to kind of like control or calm my bladder down. And it does work like 90% of the time, so I can eat ketchup with my fries and things like that occasionally, but I really don't want to be on medication at all. I really want to reverse this whole condition, but I don't know how to do that or what steps to take. I don't want to be vegan. Like I could see cleansing and like doing a 3 or 4 day kind of fast or something, but I don't want to be vegan. I love seafood and shellfish, and if anything, I would want to be like a pescatarian, or I don't know shit. All I know is that, like I said, Red Lobster needs to go out of business. That's all I feel. And I am going to get myself together. I tried to do a parasitic cleanse, a candida cleanse on Monday. And I've been trying to do this cleanse for the past several months. I have all the herbs. I have the herbs in tea bags. And I'm actually going to have to take the herbs out. I actually did that on Monday. I took one of the tea bags and just dumped the herbs out and just put the loose herbs inside of the water and just steep the tea that way. Because apparently tea bags have microplastics in it. What's going on? Now they sat in the herbs sat in the tea bags for months. So I know it's probably still detrimental if this is true. But I was like, I'm not even going to risk it. I'm just going to dump the herbs directly into the water and just strain it when I'm ready to drink it. It's horrible. It's a very bitter tea. It has all kinds of different herbs, maybe like 5 herbs. I don't know them off the top of my head, but it's supposed to, cleanse your body of parasites and yeast and all of that. But you can't eat certain things. And I haven't really done a full grocery shopping trip in a while. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do this cleanse. And it's like, oh, I don't really have any food. I should probably wait until I have like food. I don't feel like going to the grocery. Like at the end of the day, I know I need to get my life together. That's why this podcast is called Delightfully Chaotic. So that's why this podcast is called Delightfully Chaotic. Okay, we're getting it together. What else did I do this weekend? That's pretty much it. Sunday, I didn't really do much. I like to be home on Sundays. I don't like to be outside of my house on Sundays. That's the thing that my family knows. If I do have to leave my house, which actually I did leave my house very briefly to go down the street to my mom's house because she lives down the street from me. My sister was there. She had to give me something. I was over there for like maybe like 30 minutes. And then I'm coming right back home. If I do have to be outside of the house, they know I have a curfew of 2 p.m. If anything goes down after 2, or if the family function, okay, it's nearing that time. I'll see y'all later. Love my family, but I love my apartment as well. Sunday, I didn't do much either. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this mess, child, because it is Bessie, honey. Who is Bessie? First, I want to start with a quick review of Tyler Perry's movie Straw. Now, in my mind, if I can just get the procrastination out of the way, in my mind, I am going to do an actual long form full review and post it on YouTube because I need to get my content up. I got 10 subscribers now. 10, what I'm saying. I got 10 subscribers. Okay. So yeah, I'm doing the things on YouTube. But right now, I'm going to do a quick little review. Tyler. Okay. I had no intention on looking at this movie. And because of that, I sat there on Threads and YouTube, Queen Poe. I sat there and watched her whole little spiel. She spoiled the whole shit. And I'm like, damn, is there any spoiler alerts in this, the description? Nothing, the title, nothing. She spoiled the whole shit. I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm not watching it. I had no plans on watching it. Great review that she had, but she spoiled the whole shit. So I said, okay, maybe I should just watch it because everybody's talking about it. Maybe I could talk about it to just give my opinion. In the very beginning of the Tyler Perry journey, I actually really liked Tyler Perry. I really liked his projects, the plays, all of that. And then things just changed. And I think it was probably when he stopped having writers in the room. You could definitely tell the difference in his projects and how there were plot holes and things just didn't make sense. And so I wasn't super excited to watch Straw. I actually was so irritated. I was like, I really don't. And I didn't have to watch it. Nobody put a gun to my head. I watched the whole thing. Halfway, like before it ended, I was getting ready to go somewhere. So I was kind of like coming in and out of the living room, trying to make sure I'm hearing and seeing stuff. And I was like, okay. I wouldn't even say the first 30 minutes, maybe the first 20 minutes of the movie, it just seems so unrealistic. Like, yes, we all have bad days, right? We have those bad days. But the way he writes his scripts and his projects, you can tell he doesn't take any real time or care with them. He doesn't. That being said, this movie it's doing really well. Like, he posted on his Instagram, I don't follow him, but I saw him post, "Thank you so much for the outpouring of love and support," because a lot of people were just like falling over themselves about this movie. And like, I get it, right? Like, as Black women, or as women in general, especially single women, I'm sure you do go through so much, right? But it was just so unrealistic, back to back to back within the first 20 minutes, not even. She's just coming across all these different things, and I'm just like, this is not super realistic, Tyler. It's not. And then I had to kind of think, when I actually saw the ending, and again, I already knew what was going to happen, but of course, looking at it and watching it is different, right? So when I saw the ending, I was like, okay, so in the beginning of the movie, when she's just going through all this shit and her boss is giving her crap, everybody she comes across is just treating her like crap. Was that a part of the condition? Or, I don't want to give any spoilers, but actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to spoil this shit because I don't feel like going around it. So please fast forward if you don't want to hear what happens. Basically, at the end of the movie, it's not come to light that she is in psychosis pretty much the whole day. So what I'm thinking is, when I found that out, I was like, or when I recalled other people talking about it, I was like, maybe the beginning of the movie, when everybody was just coming at her landlady, her boss, was just the way he wrote this script, Tyler, like, yes, there are assholes out there, but just the anger, just the angst, just the over exaggeration of these antagonists, it's unrealistic. It really is. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Her boss, who's played by a legendary actor. Is it Glenn Turman? I don't know his name. I can't remember it. Y'all know the nigga. Just like, come on, Tyler. Come on. It just didn't make any damn sense. Like, why does everybody, and then the landlady, the way she was talking, like, I really do understand when people say how he portrays Black women. It's just so negative all the time. And in the beginning, when people first started saying this about him, they were like, well, damn, do you have mommy issues? Like, what is the problem? The rain scene was weird. You know, when she goes out and her stuff is out on the street, it's raining. And then, like, literally a scene later, and I get it, it can rain in different parts of the town or whatever, but she walks back into her job. There's no signs of her being rained on, Tyler. Because I'm sure she didn't go home and dry all of her clothes and wash them and wash her hair and dry her hair. She was in a hurry. She was running here and there. Her boss was telling her to hurry up and come back to work. There's no way that she dried all of her clothes. It was just overly dramatic. It was just, the writing, it was just so over the top. It was hard to watch. Taraji is really a stellar actress, and I understand her wanting to work with him, not only because they're probably close friends, but because he does give his people a chance. And that's what I do like about him and what he does. He does extend that hand to his people and his community, because she said she wasn't making no money like that. All of the things, the projects that she's been in, Benjamin Button, like, she was making like a small fraction of what Brad Pitt made. Granted, he was the main actor and he was super hot at that moment. She also got an Oscar nomination for that. So she definitely could have gotten paid more. So I understand why she continues to support him and and do projects with him, because I know he's paying her really well too. He's taking care of her, and she deserves it. Absolutely. She more than deserves it. She definitely should have at least one Oscar at this point. Um I heard that they feel this is what I'm talking about. If you're filming a movie in only a week, 4 days, whatever, there's no way you took your time on that script. There's no way. If you're only taking not even a week to film a whole ass movie, nigga, this is not Tubi. You have a whole production set. You have a whole compound. Why are you rushing through your shit? This is not a Tubi movie. I would expect that from somebody who has movies on Tubi. And actually, some of your shit should be on Tubi. Let's keep it real. You know what? The Has and Have Nots is on Tubi. And I watched 3 episodes and I just couldn't take it anymore. I love Tika. I love her down to the ground. I said, no, I can't do this shit. The acting's horrible. I digress. Tyler, Baby Bob. Okay, let's see. I wrote a list of things. There's things. I might still do a YouTube because why not? Yeah, the writing was horrendous. To me, I wrote down drama for drama's sake. And again, I know that there's probably somebody listening right now that has gone through something similar, but all in one day, back to back to back. Come on. I've had days where I feel like, the world is just dumping on me. But come on. Yeah, I put only 30 minutes in. What else can possibly happen? That's what I put. That's what I wrote in my notes. What else can possibly happen? She done gone through all this in 30 minutes in the movie. And it's like almost 2 hours. It's like an hour and 40 minutes or something. What else can happen to her? Sherry Shepherd's character was fine. Um, I don't know. I'll probably save the rest of what I have to say for the YouTube video. I mean, yeah, the YouTube video. I really need to get some more content. Yeah. I will just end with this. He doesn't take any real care when it comes to these projects. It's like he wants to be known for just pushing out project after project and series after series, movie after movie. And yeah, they're successful because he has this fan base that's just unrelenting. They're not letting him go. They're going to stand beside him. And he knows that. And a lot of them can watch shit like The Oval or The Have and Have Nots straight the fuck through and not cringe or want to like press that back button. And that's good on them. He found his tribe, but there's also an overwhelming a number of people who have just common sense and who really want to sit down and watch a good ass movie where they're not asking 2-3 questions before the first hour of it, before the first 30-40 minutes. Like, wait a minute, that don't make no sense. Googling shit. Like, do lawyers actually, like, does Tyler have any like lawyer or like police officer detective friends? I feel like he don't. I feel like some of this shit they be talking about is not real. Like, he just be saying shit. And he always has lawyers and police officers in all of his movies. I mean, I guess that's common, because whatever. Yes, child. I love that he had Sinbad in the movie. Sinbad. So nice that he's reaching back. I do appreciate that about him. I'll say more about it on YouTube. I put, does Tyler have any friends who are lawyers and detectives in real life, in all caps? Yeah. So yeah, more to come on YouTube. Speaking of Tyler, whew, baby, it is June 8th, 19th, or 18th, the day before Juneteenth, so it's Juneteenth Eve. And he is in some trouble. There's this white man who used to work for him who has filed a lawsuit. His name is Derek Dixon, and he was actually on The Oval. Nice looking man. He was on The Oval, one of Tyler Perry. I actually also tried to watch that. I couldn't get into the first 15 minutes of the first episode. So I'm sure it's great. And I'm sure he did great. Yeah. Alleged text messages between actor Derek Dixon and Tyler Perry have been released following the news of Derek's $260 million lawsuit against the mogul. This is per the Shade Room. I said I was going to stop going to the Shade Room because the Shade Room is just, they really, I think they posted something about Trump, and I don't know if they deleted it or whatever, but it was something like in like a warm regard. Like it was just weird. Like, bitch, did you vote for Trump? But anyway, yes, that's what the Shade Room says. There are text messages. There were screenshots. My thing is this: if you actually did this and you actually was talking to this man like this, you being Tyler fucking Perry, worth 1 billion some odd dollars, 1 billion of them things, because of your loyal fan base. If you really did all of these things and you said all of these things, did you not think about the fact that this nigga was screenshotting everything that you were saying and building a case against you? Were you really that arrogant to believe that that was something that couldn't happen? So apparently he met this gentleman somehow, some way. He met him, and he's an aspiring actor, writer, so and so on. He They exchanged numbers, and I'm assuming that this man Derek thought that they were going to have a professional relationship. Turns out that Tyler likes to text. Okay, a billionaire with everything to lose loves to text like weird shit, like sexually harass people who's on his payroll. Like they can't screen. Okay. So I was listening before I started recording Demetria with Ratchet and Respectable. She'll read the whole shit. Like, she'll read the whole lawsuit. I was just listening because I was like, I ain't reading it. And yeah, it seems pretty damning. Just yesterday, I think I saw where it's not true, or he's just trying to get money, which of course he's going to say that. Tyler's lawyers have completely just dismissed it. It's a scam, whatever. He has screenshots. Tyler sent him a picture of himself on vacation or something. Nothing inappropriate. He's just standing next to like a jet ski with like the vest on, shorts, nothing inappropriate. And so the dude was like, nice picture. He said the water looks calm. The water looks calm. The water looks nice. He didn't say anything about him standing in the picture. So Tyler says, nice picture with 4 question marks. And the guy says in all caps, great, amazing, awesome picture, sarcastically, with 3 exclamation points. That was his response. Tyler then says, you don't see that stud in the nice picture, quote unquote? The nice picture, quote unquote. You don't see that stud? Like, what are we doing? You can't say that this is a scam. He has screenshots, Tyler. Screenshots. Wow. It just gets worse and worse. He also sexually abused him. This man, Derek, went to his house on an occasion. um all from what I understand, under the guise of working together, and it's like he would dangle working for him above this man's head. And he actually did get a part on the Oval. I think before the Oval he did something else, like a small role, something, and then he was kind of threatening to like kill him off on the show. He was trying to sleep with this man the whole time. I don't know how long this transpired or how long this lasted. I don't believe that Derek willingly slept with him or engaged in sexual activity with him consentingly. I do. Dimitri, when she was reading the lawsuit, she did state in the lawsuit that Derek claimed that on one of the occasions that he went to Tyler's house, they were drinking, and Tyler was like, just stay here, you don't need to drive. So he was so tired that he just fell into the bed with just his underwear on. He wakes up and Tyler is behind him, telling him to let him see his underwear. Tyler is in the room when he wakes up in the middle of the night, and he's groping him or something to that effect. I don't believe he actually full on raped him, but he sexually assaulted him at least once. It doesn't look good. I do have a suspicion that this man has probably been working on this for months and months and months, and probably years and years. And I'm pretty sure that they went to Tyler and his lawyer and they said, hey, we got this on you. Just like with Cassie and Diddy, we have this on you. Give us this much money and it'll go away. And if everything this man said he went through, he actually went through, he absolutely deserves that money. I don't know if he deserves 260 million, but I'm pretty sure they said let's do it this high so we can just haggle it down and get it to a nice price, right? So they probably put it that high intentionally. But Tyler, apparently he didn't settle because it's out in the public now. So that means that he didn't settle, because I know they had to go to him first. And they're like, but how? How can you not settle? If I was his lawyer, I'd be like, nigga, do you see these text messages? But in the area of, they probably are going to rely on this being an era of AI and et cetera, et cetera. Anyone can doctor and Photoshop messages. However, let's say this goes to court or something, they can also subpoena your phone. Even if you delete messages. So yeah, he could have photoshopped that, but they can also look in his phone and in your phone. They can look up those files and those dates and put it all together and see that you actually did send a message at that time. And this is what it said. They can read all that shit. So why would you not? I just can't believe he would be that dumb. That's really stupid of him. First of all, don't sexually assault anyone, for one. And if you just can't help yourself, why would you be so dumb as to like be leaving paper trails? Now, when they put the text messages out yesterday, I did go through them at first and I'm just like, yeah, it doesn't really seem like he's harassing anybody. And even some people in the comments are like, this doesn't seem like harassment. However, with what's out now, it does seem like that's what it was. Yeah. As far as him talking about the actual sexual assault. So anybody can put two and two together. Um, Either way, for him to be in the position that he was and him to have power over this man, he shouldn't have been joking with him, flirting with him, or anything like that. They supposedly had a professional friendship, relationship, whatever. See, he's flirting with him. You know what? This is Tyler. You know what I cook, Derek. And he came back and said spaghetti, cake, whatever. He's probably like, nigga, leave me alone. And Tyler comes back and said, you. I'm so drunk talking shit. So everybody's in the comments like, oh, this doesn't prove anything, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, everybody's like, I mean, so he's gay. So what? This isn't a crime. But yeah, I don't know if what Demetria read today was just came out today, but if everything is true in the lawsuit, yeah, this doesn't look good. The lawsuit, coupled with the text messages, make a lot more sense. So yeah, we'll see what happens, y'all. Ooh, Tyler, that white man finna have all your little money, and he gonna be there on that compound too. He sure is, child. With them ghosts, didn't he get? Isn't his compound on like some kind of old battleground or something, like during the Civil War or something? Because I heard that it's haunted or whatever. Let me see. Because is Tyler Perry married now? Studios haunted. Is Tyler Perry Studios haunted? Yes. Tyler Perry Studios is rumored to be haunted, specifically due to its location on the former grounds of a Confederate Army base. Tyler Perry himself has spoken about feeling haunted by the land's history and has taken steps to refocus the spirit of the place by burying Bibles under the sound stages, according to Yahoo. Some actors working on the property have also reported feeling a creepy or unsettling presence. That was per AI, so I don't know if that's true or not. Yeah. But another article does say that he put the Bibles under the studios. I'm sure he knew that it was haunted before he bought it, but I guess he loved the location. I don't know. Maybe I could talk about this in weird shit next time, or weird-ish. But yeah, Tyler, oh, do better, please. That man gonna have all his money. Jesus, Tyler. Anyway, moving on. I wanted to talk about this because people are just so idiotic. I don't know if y'all have heard about this. It was an incident. I don't know when this happened, but it was a woman. She was filming herself inside of an Uber, and the Uber driver was a black man. The caption says, "A woman told her Uber driver she wasn't from the area and felt uneasy. When he stopped following the GPS, that's when things took a turn." So the girl, you can see her talking. She has the camera in her face, like kind of like facing up, and it says, "Am I wrong?" Like she has the text over it. No, you're not wrong. Basically, she I guess is out of town. She's from out of town. She took an Uber to go somewhere. She's not familiar with the area. It looks like it's nighttime where she inside the car, so I don't know if it's day or night or whatever. So she asked the man when she realized that he was going off route, because of course if you're taking Uber, Lyft, or whatever, you have access, you can see the GPS and where you're going. And she noticed that he wasn't following the route on the GPS. She asked him to follow the route on the GPS, and things got heated. There's about 4 clips of this, and when you get to the very last clip, okay, it's daytime in the car. Yeah, I see this. When you get to the very last clip, she is like, had it. She is freaking out. I don't know what ended up happening. I'm hoping that she is okay. Yeah, he was arguing with her, bro. Like, he was like, I know an alternate route that's faster, so I'm going that route. She was like, okay, I understand that, but I don't feel comfortable with you doing that. So can you please just use the GPS route, please? I don't feel comfortable. Well, I can just let you out. I can just let you out at a commercial area if you just want to get out. That's not the point. I'm asking you to turn on to use the GPS. I didn't ask you to take an alternate route. He is arguing with her, bro. Like, arguing with this woman, and the woman's a black woman, so they're both black. And he was like, you're just saying you're uncomfortable because of my skin. She said, we're the same skin tone, like we're both black. I'm saying I'm uncomfortable because you're not following the route. It's just, I would have freaked out too. I don't like being in Ubers by myself. Most of the time I'm with my sisters or with friends, but once or twice I've had to get into an Uber alone, and I was terrified. I went to visit my friend in January. Her ass forgot that I was coming. We're texting each other. She's like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see you. It was like a Thursday night. She thought I was coming on Friday, even though I sent her the itinerary. But of course, that was like a month or 2 prior. So of course she didn't remember. And that's completely understandable, right? So I'm like, okay, we go to the bathroom and I'll text her, I'm here. It's like 10, 11, almost, it's like 9 at night. Like, it's getting late. So we're texting each other like prior to that. And then I text her maybe a few minutes later. I said, I'm just landed. And so she calls me and she's like, girl, I thought you were coming tomorrow. I said, girl, I just got off the plane. So she said, I'm going to send you an Uber. And I'm like, oh. I said, thank you. Of course, I was appreciative of that. But I'm like, I don't want to get in this Uber by myself. Like, I don't. That's like one of my biggest fears, is something like that happening. But thankfully, I made it to her house safely and whatever. But she notices that he's going off route. She asks him to follow the route. He gets mad at her and yelling at her. I know a better route. To me, that sounds like somebody who, A, hates black women and doesn't want a black woman telling him what to do. Or B, has ulterior motives and is texting his homeboy like, yeah, I got this, whatever, this little ditty bop, and I'm about to, you know, I'm about to come to you right now. You know, like, kidnapping is a real thing. Sex trafficking is a real thing. How on earth can you think that it's okay for you to have this job and people are she's paying you to take her where she needs to fucking go. She's paying you. What are you in a hurry for? Do you have something else to do after this trip? You don't have to be taking shorter routes. Nobody asked you to fucking do that. You're getting paid to take me somewhere. And you're going to expect a tip too. He was arguing her down. Arguing her down. Because she wanted him to take the route that's on the GPS. And then niggas was in the comments was like, okay, so just get out of the car. Simple. It's not simple when I don't know where the fuck I am. I'm not familiar with this area. And he could very well drop me off at a commercial place and he could have somebody sitting there waiting for me to snatch my ass up. Or he could just drop me off and I can get another Uber, but I still don't know the area. And you know what I mean? Like, why do you have to drop me off when you can just follow the route? There are certain black men who don't like for women to even speak, especially black women, let alone tell them what to do. Even if she would have asked it in the most kind way, can you please just follow the route? Even if he sincerely was trying to just take a different route, that is not your job. Your job is to follow the request of the person who's paying you. Y'all niggas really be on some different shit. Y'all niggas really hate women. You really do. He didn't like the fact that she was telling her what to do, or he very well could have been trying to kidnap her. Now, I don't know what the follow-up story is. Hopefully she's okay. This is one of my worst nightmares. Sex trafficking is real. Kidnapping is real. If I was her and he started taking a different route, I would have freaked the fuck out too, because how do y'all not get that? There's men in the comments that are like, well, you should have just got out. There's even women in the comments that are saying, well, you should have just got out. Shut the fuck up. The first thing you're going to think, especially if you're a woman, if you get into a car, Uber or a taxi or whatever, and you see they're going an alternate route and they don't even tell you, that's the thing. He didn't say, hey, I know a different route. Are you okay? He just started going a different route. That is a huge red flag. And any woman, anybody with any discernment or any just common sense is going to be like, wait a minute, what's going on? He didn't even say anything to her. One girl says she's 1,000% right. Pay attention to the guys in the comments who want her to be passive and not speak up for her safety. Protect black women, period. He should have told her that he knew an alternate route and asked her if she was okay with it. Just like I said, exactly. Men don't understand how scary it is out here for women. Why is it so important for him not to follow the GPS? He was busy being offended by her feeling uncomfortable, instead considering how she would feel uncomfortable. He just didn't want her telling him what to do. Someone else says this is how a lot of women get taken. He wanted to put her out the car in a place she was unfamiliar with alone. He could have had anyone waiting at that location to take her while she waited for a different Uber. When she asked for him to follow the GPS, he should have simply done so, even if his route was shorter and her route cost more. She is paying for the ride, not him. Some men have a problem following instruction from women. This is an example of that. He simply refused to do as she requested for her ride she hired him for. Exactly. And there's so many men that are like, and there are a lot of men who are like, yeah, I agree with her. I have daughters and I would 100% want her to speak out if she felt uncomfortable. Other men were saying, she's absolutely right. Just as soon as she says she's uncomfortable, I'm just going to go ahead and do what she's asking me to do. A lot of men in the comments have common sense. Yeah, this is one guy. She's 1,000,000% right. As a father to daughter, she has every right to stand up for herself and speak out for being uncomfortable. Driver makes it even worse by being confrontational. Exactly. Yeah. The lack of empathy for this woman is sad. People get hurt every day. If she was uncomfortable, she had a right to speak up. And the people saying that she should have just got out the car. Shut your ass up. Every day it's just I don't know. Every day is just something else to just be astounded by, and not in a good way. Like, it's just ridiculously just. And look at this idiot. It looks like it's a man. She is in the wrong. Why the fuck would you get in someone else's car and demand they use GPS? It's an Uber, you idiot. Yeah, somebody said you must be slow. Is it the Uber policy that you must? So you're basically, you would do this too. You would argue with a woman. These niggas are crazy. These incel ass niggas. Wow. See, looking at these comments are making me even more upset. Wow. And he's sitting here, this man is going back and forth defending a man he doesn't even know. Jesus. Wow. One last comment from a man with common sense. Bro, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Whatever that passenger want, you do it. Direction wise, you do it. Simple. Ain't no way I'm even going back and forth with the woman about what makes her feel safe. Exactly. Like, how y'all missing the overall point? How? I'm done. I can't read any more comments. Y'all niggas need to do better. Fuck all y'all in those comments. And the men who are like siding with him are the ones that we don't want to be found in the woods with alone. Absolutely. I have another random post here. This is not funny. There's a woman who posted on TikTok. Why do y'all do this? I guess for our entertainment. I don't have TikTok, but I guess I see clips like this on Instagram and stuff. She posted on TikTok that she was dating this guy. I don't know how long, but the ring cam there, I guess this was the thing that she did with her and this guy. She would post the ring cam videos from when they're coming into their apartment. One of the videos, you can see him kind of holding her and like kissing her, hugging her from the back and like kissing her neck and stuff. And another video, he's coming in with flowers and a balloon. I guess he has like a key to her apartment because he comes in with flowers and a balloon like twice in this little video. So it's like a little montage of them just coming home together and it's all sweet and stuff. And then she's cut that and she's talking and she's pretty much saying that he was an abuser. He was a domestic abuser, a molester. And she found this out because when she was posting this TikTok about, their cute little relationship and their door cam, people were like in her DMs like, girl, I know this nigga and he's not a good guy. He was charged with this, that, and the third last year. You probably don't want to talk to him anymore. Like, they gave her receipts. They showed her like what's going on. Like, this man isn't a good guy. He was convicted of this crime. Why he wasn't in jail, I don't know. If he had allegations of domestic violence and child molestation. So maybe he wasn't convicted of it. Why was he? Did he serve his time for it? Either way, he was out and he was with this woman. You can kind of tell they haven't been together very long. It looks like he was love bombing the fuck out of her, in these little videos. It's sweet, it's nice, and he's bringing her, flowers and balloons and stuff. But um, I guess she broke up with him after, hearing about all of this. And one of the videos after she speaks on it, you can see him coming up to her door and he's trying to kick her door in. So I guess this is after she broke up with him or after she, whatever. He's trying to kick her door in. Like, he's like completely freaking out. Somebody wrote in the comments, he didn't just snap from a breakup. He was love bombing and would have behaved like this eventually. Exactly. They must have lived together or something. Apparently she has a child in the house. Like, she has a kid. And, yeah. Why? That's just so sad. You finally get a nigga that you feel like, oh, this is the nigga, this is him, this is the one. And like, oh, let me post this cute little montage of us like coming home and like the ring cam just picking up what we're, just our little cute interactions before we go in the house. Or they probably just, staged it or whatever. But no, this is just so cute. Ooh, look at us, we so cute. And then the sis, the homegirls was in her DMs like, girl, this nigga is not it. She must have been shown something or some kind of proof to show that he, maybe a mugshot or something. Why on earth you don't do this on your own before you even really date someone seriously? I do not know. And I'm also to blame for that. In past relationships, it took me, I was too slow to Google people because you wrapped up in whatever you think it is, right? So I can't really blame her fully for that. I do blame her if she does have a child for having this man in the house with the kid, because how long were y'all together? Couldn't have been that long because you didn't know him, and he's in the house with your baby. I don't know, but yeah, whew, it's so scary. Someone put, dating is really diabolical nowadays. A lot of these dudes be dealing with past traumas filled with hurt, unhealed issues, and secrets. I rebuke these types of men, even crossing my path in Jesus' name. Thank you. Me as well. This happened a while back, though. This was posted like 8 weeks ago. It was posted in April. This is kicking her door. Wow, he looks like a normal dude. Jesus, y'all be safe out there. Again, these are the types of men we don't want to be stuck in the woods with alone. It's just, and I still haven't really been dating. I haven't gone on a date in I don't know how long, and I'm still kind of nervous to do it. But I know I'm protected. I'm praying for protection, just discernment, and and I'm hoping that I can just have a safe experience when I actually start dating. I'm a lot more discerning and a lot less naive than I was years ago. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to let something like this scare me out of dating, but my God. Uh, wow. Wow. Okay. Imagine, this is it. I'm done. Imagine kicking somebody's door in to prove you're not abusive, baby. Yeah. Uh, Getting the order of protection. Sometimes those don't work though. If he would have gotten that door, there's no telling what he would have done, especially if they have a kid. Yeah. She needs to get a gun. It's just so sad though, because she really looked so happy. Like, she didn't know him though. I'm not trying to blame her, but she didn't know that nigga. She didn't know him. Y'all be safe. Is there any uplifting news? No. I wanted to touch on, I don't think I spoke about this on the podcast before, but Adriana Smith, the black woman, I believe she was 30 years old. She was declared brain dead in February while she was pregnant. Um, there's been a new update yesterday that that they took the baby out of her. Let me just put it that way. I don't want to say that she delivered the baby. I'm not saying that. I refuse to say that. They took the baby out of her. The experiment is over, I guess. So the experiment appears to be over as far as her being an incubator for this baby who might not even make it. And if they do, they're gonna have a shit ton of. They might have a really hard time. Um, Physical, mental ailment, mental disabilities, and the family is probably going to have to bear the brunt of taking care of this child that could have just. It didn't have to be this way. Um, Handmaid's Tale, live and in the flesh. This was literally an episode of Handmaid's Tale, and it was actually a black woman, one of the handmaids. I forgot what season or episode, but she was on life support. She had been attacked, or something happened to her to where she was in the hospital bed. She was unresponsive. I don't know if she was declared brain dead, but she was maybe in a coma. I don't know. And she was pregnant, and they kept her alive for the baby. This baby weighed 1 pound 13 ounces, delivered on Friday, taken out of her body on Friday, June 13th. So I believe she has been taken off of the. Was she on life support? I mean, yeah. So I guess she was taken off. So she's. I don't want to say officially dead. I don't want to say anything stupid or insensitive. That's just really, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine this. Jesus. This baby probably has all kinds of problems. And they had to pay the hospital bills for this. God. Yeah, somebody said, I pray that that baby doesn't get hit with the resentment. Yeah, I mean, as much as you would try not to. Wow. So prayers to the family. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Wow. Yeah, people are saying, because people are in the comments saying, I had a baby born at 1 pound. You weren't brain dead, idiot. If you're brain dead and you have a baby inside of you, that baby is not really going to get all the nutrients and shit that it needs to fully develop. They took that nigga out at 1 pound. He's definitely going to have, he or she is definitely going to have some, and I shouldn't say definitely, I don't want to put that out there, but I wouldn't be surprised if they have some kind of, disability, or probably doesn't make it past the end of the week. I mean, it's just so sad. I'm hoping they can sue. I'm hoping they can sue for this somehow. They have, I know there's lawyers calling them. They have to be able to sue. And somebody said this story is going to make history, just like Henrietta Lacks. Yeah, because that's basically what they were doing. They were using her as an experiment, and it was done without their consent. Yeah. um. Yeah. Prayers to the family of Adriana Smith. I can only imagine what her soul is going through. I just, my God. One more sad thing. Ananda Lewis died of breast cancer. She was 52. I loved her on Teen Summit. Teen Summit. Hey, kicking the truth to the young but you think. I loved her on Teen Summit, showing my age. Yeah, she's so beautiful. Her sister wrote, she's free and in his heavenly arms. Lord rest her soul. I think she had a child. I think he was probably young, like maybe 5 or 6. And was it, I don't know if it was elementary school or middle school graduation. She wanted to live long enough to see her son graduate. He was a young child, not high school. And I think she died maybe hours before his graduation. And they said that he still wanted to, show up at the graduation. And, so I think it was released, was it last year? This is essence.com where I'm reading the article, but I believe it was last year it came out that she had breast cancer, and when she found out, I don't know how she found out. I don't know if she was doing self exams, or she didn't want to do the mammograms. I think that was something that she didn't want to do. She didn't want to do the actual, mammograms with the, I guess it's radiation or whatever. And like, I get it, but so, okay, this is essence.com. Lewis was diagnosed with ERPR positive, HR2 negative breast cancer at stage 3 in 2019, and was open about her journey via social media. The journey included holistic treatment methods versus traditional recommendations of a double mastectomy, full chemotherapy, and radiation. In addition to overhauling her lifestyle, she tried techniques ranging from cryoablation and chemotherapy to acupuncture okay, I'm not doing the words, okay, y'all. She did the things because she didn't want to do the radiation, period, while keeping her tumor. Ooh, it was working. So she didn't want to take out the tumor either. She didn't want to do surgery to actually have the tumor taken out. In 2024, she revealed in an interview with CNN's Sarah Snyder that her cancer had progressed to stage 4, so it wasn't working. In Essence's January-February 2025 issue, Lewis shared her experience with me, I guess, the writer of the article, who is, I don't have to do this, Victoria, yes. I can't pronounce her last name, Victoria, but Victoria. Ugh, okay. And Victoria, you know you are. With me from her mother's breast cancer story. So, girl, okay, I'm not blaming her. So she had a history of it. If your mom had it, you're probably gonna get it too. I think Angelina Jolie had a full mastectomy before even just to pretty much rule it out. She just got her breast, got the tissue all taken out, and got implants. I think that's what I would do too if I had it. My mom had it. Oh my God. Her mother, her sister, and cousin were all breast cancer survivors. How did you think you were going to survive it? Did you see them survive it through chemotherapy and radiation? Is that how they survived it? Why would you not take that route if you saw them survive it? Did you really think? And maybe she really sincerely thought that the full on holistic approach. But I also believe that God created science and medicine and these doctors that know what they're doing. And yes, it is radiation. But they were all breast cancer survivors. Jesus. How she found her own lump, choosing integrative therapies over surgery to ultimately receiving the stage 4 diagnosis. So she talked about all of that with the interviewer, about how she found it. Um, oh, she noted that the cost of fighting the disease, a temporary loss of insurance, and the pandemic had all impacted her treatment efforts over the past few years. So maybe that kind of, uh, her son is so cute. Stage 4 doesn't mean to me that all hope is lost and I'm going to die, as many headlines about me have said. It means I have to do bigger things to get it back in check. I'm on regular stand. Oh, I don't want to read the rest of this. She really tried. I can't even. Oh my Jesus. I wonder if her mom and sisters and aunties that were survivors, I wonder what they had to say to her about this. I know they were probably terrified. Like, what are you doing? Like, you should try, you know, try to do chemo, like, try to be here as long as you can. Like, they had to have had something to say about this. I know if she was my sister, I'd be like, girl, but you can't, it's her body, right? Oh. Lewis, who came to fame as a beloved MTV video jockey for her talk show, The Ananda Lewis Show, leaves behind a son. She was on BET first, honey, Victoria. She sure was. I think she was on BET first, Teen Summit, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, wow. I do remember her on MTV as well. Victoria, you didn't do your research enough. Oh, wow. So prayers to her and her family, her son. I I know that it's probably scary, right? Because everything we do, like I think I said this before, our body, our skin is like the largest organ on our body, and it's exposed to so much. And even though being exposed to radiation once a year, it's scary for a lot of people. So there are a lot of women who will not do it, and that's your choice. I will do it. I'm 42. I didn't get a mammogram on my 40th year. When I turned 41, I went. And actually, that was my second mammogram. I got my first mammogram at like 34, 35 because I thought I felt something, but it ended up being nothing. So they're like, come back at 40 by, don't waste our time anymore. So I come back at 41, get my first official mammogram as a grown titty ass woman. And they found this mass in my left breast, and they'd be like, "Oh, you see it?" Like pointing. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I guess, and maybe I should be more diligent and be like, "Yeah, let me like really try to understand." If you say it's something in there, I guess it's something in there. I know that doesn't sound like I have control of my own autonomy when it comes to my health, but I don't understand. I don't like looking at babies and stuff on the little. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at, but I think they said it's like the size of like a nickel or something. So it's in my left breast, and it's the way it's positioned. It's pretty much facing like it's on my chest, like it's in the back of my breast. if that makes sense. So even though I do my monthly exams, which I'm not even going to hold you, sometimes I forget, and even though I do my own exams in between, before that, I was just doing my regular exams because I couldn't do an actual mammogram until 40. So before that, I was just doing regular exams, right? And I didn't feel anything. But when they did the mammogram, they saw it. And so to make sure that it wasn't anything serious or malignant, I had to go back every 6 months for 2 years. So for 2 years, I had to go. I get my mammogram, my regular mammogram. That's usually free with the insurance. And then 6 months later, I went to get a diagnostic on the left breast. So they'll do like the mammogram, and it's just so painful. Because imagine if you had a mammogram, they have to push you up to the thing, flatten your breast like a pancake. But because of where mine was positioned, they had to like push me all the way to the, like it was so painful. It's so painful. They're painful, right? But considering where mine was positioned, it's like they really had to like push me all the way up into the machine because it was so far back, like pretty much on my chest, if that makes sense. And that's so uncomfortable. I almost cried one time. I was like, I can't. And then sometimes if the doctor wanted me to get like a sonogram or ultrasound, I would go into another room and they would do that. Um, and so every time they would come back and say, okay, it's fine. It's still benign. It's still benign. And that's scary as hell, like getting a paper in the mail saying, like this medical jargon but seeing the word benign and being like, okay. But like, if it is something serious, I would get a phone call from my gynecologist office that actually they would send the scans to them. And they would say something to me before I got anything in the mail. The stuff that they would send me in the mail was just confirmation. But my next regular mammogram, because the 2 years is over, my next regular mammogram is in February. So I went to my gynecologist last month and I was asking her about it. I was like, she's like, okay, they said everything is fine with the breasts, everything's. I said, okay, so I don't go back until February. So what if it turns into cancer by February? Like, what do I do? Because if I was still doing that every 6 months, the next appointment would have been in August because I was going August, February, August, February. And that shit was expensive. Like my regular mammograms were free for the year, but the diagnostics, it was like $400, $500. So I'm paying payments on that now. So it's just insane. Get billed $400 or $500 for the diagnostic. So between those 6 months, I get it down as low as I can, then get another charge. The medical industry is just, there's just so many things to say about it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's just ridiculous. But I'm praying that, of course, when I go in February, that it's still okay. And and that's another reason why I'm calling back. I'm going to go ahead and call back to what I was saying in the beginning about my diet. Not only because I want to feel better and I don't want to be like gassy and bloated all the time, and I don't want to have heartburn. And I really want to change my diet for, of course, health reasons. I want to lose maybe like 20 pounds, all of that, but also because I don't want to have cancer. But and then it's like, I'm trying to, again, because of my condition, but also because, again, I don't want to put processed meat in my body on a regular basis. Like, I love bacon. I love um, hamburgers, but I don't want to eat stuff like that on a regular basis. Processed meat is known to cause certain types of cancers and stuff. But then also, I have to really sit down and do like an inventory of what I'm putting on my body, lotions and shit like that, perfumes, but like it's like, what can you really do? And then the microplastics, it's like, what can you really do? It's like your head will spin just sitting and thinking about all the possibilities and what could possibly give you cancer. So it's just like, prayers up that everything's fine in February, and of course thereafter all I can do is just what I can do. I'm still doing my own exams. I try to remember. I get so paranoid now that I'm doing them multiple times a month. And I don't even really know if I'm really doing them right. I mean, I hope I am. My big grown ass. I should know, right? Anyway. So yeah, that's my story. I'm not trying to make it about me. It's just it made me think like, damn, like what and I'm doing everything the right way, quote unquote. Even though like she didn't want to do the mammograms. I get it, but it's like what's the alternative? Especially if you have a history. Like you definitely should be doing mammograms. But prayers to her and her family, prayers to her son. Very, very sad. She's only 52 years old, so very, very young. Just a shame. One more last thing. This is not mess. This is more like a feel good thing. I think I'm gonna have feel good ish. So this dude actually beat cancer. I saw this on Threads, and it was really cute. He came online and he was basically saying his caption is a black guy, probably mid 20s, mid late 20s. He's saying men have feelings. Men having feelings equals sassy or sensitive, but it'll be, but it'll, but I'll. Let me read that again. Men having feelings equals sassy or sensitive, but I'll be the voice and take that heat for us fellas. So he's basically saying that his POV is you invited friends out to celebrate being cancer free, but they didn't celebrate with you. So he's just basically saying, nobody really cared that I was cancer free. And I feel really good about myself. I feel like, I just defeated this really big thing. And, you can't really, you just have to really just rely on yourself. So he was just, you know, I guess getting online to pretty much just express his feelings, and I don't see anything wrong with it. I think it's great. There's about 800 comments. Most of the people in the comments are like saying congratulations and this and that, and just like really bigging him up. All kinds of people, all different shapes and sizes and colors, and just everybody just coming together under his post to just say, I'm so proud of you. This one black lady jumped on her bed up and down. Like lots of people were taking videos of themselves actually saying, I'm proud of you. I don't know you. You don't know me. And it was just great to see that. So that was really uplifting and cool. This lady jumped on her bed. There's a black dude that's like, yeah, kind of doing like boxing moves. Like, yeah, you beat that shit. Like, I love that. People's coming together. And I know he's responding to a lot of people. It just seems really appreciative and grateful that, and I think he said the first comment that he was responding, he's like, I didn't expect for people to really like care like that, but that's really good. I love to see stuff like that. Um, so yeah, that's kind of ending on a good note. I pray that he continues to stay cancer free, and I'm hoping that he didn't make this shit up because people do weird shit online. He posted this on TikTok. I'm praying that he's not lying about this shit, but his name is Vino's Room, VINNOSROOM. Cute guy. I'm really happy for him. I think I posted something too in the comments. I don't remember. So yeah, that's kind of ending on a happy note. Ooh, I wanted to talk about. Ooh, I talked too much tonight. I'll probably do a TV and Things next time. I want to talk about and just like that, the spinoff of Sex and the City. I have thoughts, and also Government Cheese. I finished Government Cheese with Daniel Oyelowo. I'm sorry, Daniel. I don't know how to pronounce your last name, babe. Love him, by the way. Really good series. Hope they come back for a second season. So yeah, I'll talk about and just like that and Government Cheese next episode. I think that's all I'm going to talk about today. Yeah, thank you for vibing out with me and kind of some sad shit that we talked about. Hopefully next time will be more upbeat. I'll make sure of it actually. And yeah, until next time. Bye, niggas.